Hey, what's going on today, guys? It's your boy, Self-Employed Eric. Do me a favor. If you're a pet owner, watch and share this video. It could very well save your female dog's life. So as many of my followers know, I recently lost my dog. She was 10 years old, and I lost her to a serious uterus infection called Pyometra. If you don't know what pyometra is, it's a disease that affects the uterus for any female dog that has not been spayed. So, moral of this story, which I'm going to keep getting into, is please spay your female dogs. So Mary's illness kind of started about 3 weeks ago. Not necessarily the pyometra, but this is kind of when everything started. So about 3 weeks ago, I took her to the vet because she was not eating as much, like very much, and she was throwing up a little bit. She was vomiting a little bit. So I took her to the vet like right away, and they said that they thought that they took some cultures, and they said that she had some bacteria in her stomach. And they gave her an anti-nausea shot, anti-vomiting shot. And they gave me 4 pills for anti-nausea for the next 4 or 5 days, also along with 2 antibiotic pills a day for her for 7 days. So we started her on that path, and she took everything. She was starting to eat again. She was starting to feel better. We're going for walks. She was eating again, but she wasn't eating quite as much as she used to, which I kind of chalked it up at first as she just got off antibiotics. And anybody knows that if you're on strong antibiotics, it can mess up your stomach. And I was trying to give her probiotics to kind of combat that. But, she had a sensitive stomach. So I kind of, she was acting good, so we were good. So we're going to fast forward to cause that took a whole week. So that whole week after she took the medicine, she was doing great. We were going for walks, everything. And then last Sunday, April 6th, Mary started to act not good again, about the same way she was before. So, called the vet, and we got her in the next morning very early, and he wanted to do a geriatric dog test, which is where they draw the blood and they find out what's going on. Well, she had a very elevated high white blood cell count, which informed them that she was fighting off a severe infection. So we decided to start giving her injections, me and the vet, injections every day for 10 days of a stronger antibiotic. This was before we found out she had pyometra. So fast forward 2 days till Tuesday. That's when we found out what she had, the elevated white blood cell count. Wednesday. Tuesday night going into Wednesday, we realized that she was having discharge, which is a sign of the pyometra, open pyometra, actually. So I took her in again, because we were going to keep doing these antibiotic shots, because the only way to really rid a dog of pyometra is to take out their uterus. But she was 10 years old, so the doctor said there's a lot of risks, and he thought maybe we could try to get down her infection, go any further. And I was like, okay. And honestly, it was quite an expensive surgery, and I was trying to get the funds together, because the one person I could ask was actually out of the country at the time, to help me out. So, with that being said, even the vet kind of thought that the best course of action would have been to give her the antibiotic shots, and then as soon as it was done, to actually just spay her, because that's way less invasive. So, that was Wednesday this past week, the 9th of April. Fast forward till Thursday, April 10th. I wake up, and Mary is trying to get up out of her bed and she falls over. She's not doing well. And I can visibly see this. Uh, she's trying so bad to be a good girl, to get to the pads to go potty, and she didn't make it, which I don't even care. I cleaned everything up and she was okay. And she just laid there where she had fell at, and I was bringing her water. I was petting her. She felt like she could try to get up, but she kind of was wobbly legs. So I picked her up and I brought her back to her bed, and that's when I immediately called the vet. And they were telling me that they believe that like it ruptured and she could have had sepsis. So I made the decision to have to put her down and put her to rest so she didn't suffer anymore. And, 10 years old, 10 years is a long time with a dog, but I mean, that's 70 years in dog years. And so she was a senior dog, and it just it broke my heart, because I know she was a smaller dog, and I know I could have got at least another 5 years with her if this didn't happen the way it did, because there was really no way to tell or know the best course of action to take, because we just didn't know. So like I said, I want to get this out there. Please get your female dog spayed. Don't let what happened to my dog happen to yours. And I'm going to try to get through this without bawling my eyes out, because it's been a stressful few days. I'm a single person. I'm self-employed. I even put a video out with my dog before. She was my best friend. She used to go sourcing with me to garage sales. She used to just sit next to me when I was doing my eBay stuff. The only thing I didn't take her to do was like food delivery. So, obviously, for obvious reasons. So I just, I want to thank everybody who has like reached out for me on here after I put the video out in her remembrance, and who's sent their condolences. I really appreciate it. All my followers have done that, and I am going to get back to making content this week, but I just kind of want to put this cautionary tale out. It's too late for her, and if I can go every day speaking out about this, because there's a lot of people that, like myself, that did not know about this type of infection that dogs can get if they're not spayed. And I wish I could just go back and tell myself 10 years ago to get her spayed, because she'd still be here right now. And I just don't want her fate to happen to any other dog. So I know this is a long video, but please, if you can, share it. I don't care about followers or anything about that, getting more followers. I just want to save as many dogs as possible. And I don't want any dogs or humans to suffer the fate that Mary did. And I'm suffering right now, because all you can think about is the what ifs after something like this happens. So, like I said, I'll be back to making my usual self-employment content this week, but I just wanted to get this out. All right, you guys have a good one. Bye.